Thanks for watching Afternoon Live. If you're trying to get pregnant, we all know that it can be really stressful, especially if you're trying to keep the sex spontaneous and fun. If that sounds like you, our next guest is here with tips on how to have a win-win, enjoyable sex and conceiving. So we welcome back sex coach Christine D'Angelo to the show. Christine,
Hi.
It's good to see you.
You too. Happy hump day.
Thank you. No pun intended. I see what you did there.
Had to say it.
Well, thank you very much. Let's talk about conceiving, because I didn't realize that it's pretty difficult for some couples.
Yeah. So 70% of couples will conceive after 6 months. 85 couples will conceive after 1 year. So that's a really long time.
Wait a minute, from actually trying to making the decision that we want to try and have a baby,
Yeah.
it can take that long. That has not been my experience. It's almost like it's a thought in my head, and then boom, Fertile Myrtle over here is pregnant.
Yeah, you got lucky.
Oh, thank you. I see what she did there again.
I'm full of them.
Christine, you're on fire. Okay, so let's talk about some of the tips then that you have.
Okay.
Because I know you have a practice and you talk about these things with your clients.
I do.
So what are some of the tips that, help people sort of maintain spontaneity and have fun while this stressful time of trying to conceive?
Sure. So I recommend that couples who are either first starting out, they're starting their journey to conception, or they are already in it, to really formulate a plan so that you can approach it as a team, because you're both pieces of this puzzle that need to come together in order to make this work.
So do you think it's stressful because one person takes on more of the responsibility than the
Yes.
other person?
Who do you
I
think
see.
that is?
Well, I mean, it's the woman's body, and so clearly we take a lot on.
Oftentimes it does fall on the woman to be the more responsible, the planner, tracking ovulation, finding the right doctor, making the appointments.
Right.
So if couples can really come together as a team and decide that they're going to help each other through this process by taking on those responsibilities together and having a plan for that. So saying, this week I'm doing all of this stuff. Next week it's all on you. This week I'm going to make the doctor's appointments. I'm going to track the ovulation. I'm going to let you know when it's time, and then make a plan around that so that you still have a little bit of spontaneity around sex, and it's not so you have to be here in 10 minutes.
Yeah, I can see that working though, because let's say your partner takes on the responsibility. If they know when you're ovulating or what have you, then they can plan something romantic maybe, or something like that, to add a little spontaneity to something that clearly isn't spontaneous.
Because it can become very frustrating and stressful, and stress is the biggest libido killer. So the more that you can help each other out and kind of relieve some of that stress that you inevitably are going to feel or experience, the better you will be, and the more ready you will be, to become aroused and want to have sex.
Yeah. Okay, so which leads to the next thing. If you want to have some fun, right?
Let's have some fun.
So how do you do that?
When you bring novelty back into your sex life and spontaneity and fun, that leads us to want to do it more, right?
Okay.
So if sex kind of becomes more mechanical and it's performance driven, that can get really boring, and you're just like, oh, okay, let's hurry up, and we have to do this. There's a lot of pressure. So I recommend bringing in a toy to have a little bit of fun.
Okay.
The WeVibe Sync is a fantastic couples toy that's for both of your pleasure, that allows you hands-free, and it kind of makes that quickie more pleasurable for both people.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay, so toys is one. And what about, how do you maintain the romance though? Because you got all this planning, all this stuff is still in the back of your mind.
Right, and that's also hard for couples to kind of drop that, because once you decide to have a child, you get excited, and you jump on this train, and the train is taking off fast, and you get kind of distracted with this new thing in your relationship. So if you can sometimes put it aside and have some intimacy and romance where you don't talk about trying to have a child.
Okay.
You just don't bring it up. Go have a date night, have fun together. Do something that brings connection to you that doesn't involve this pressure that's existing in your relationship.
So sometimes you just Just leave it alone.
Just leave it alone, yeah. Go have some fun together.
Do you find couples have more success sometimes when they're just like, you know what, let me stop. Just let me stop, slow down, and just enjoy one another?
100%.
Wow.
Because it allows you to bring in that intimacy that you then bring into sex.
Right.
You're bringing that into, and sometimes when you are trying to conceive, it's just pressure building.
And that can't be good for the body either.
No, it's really not. That's why my first tip is helping each other out, is relieving that stress, and really helping your chances of conceiving, because stress is no longer a factor holding you back.
So that's what it sounds like. We're all in this together.
Yes.
I love it. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Great tips. All right. We're going to have more information for you on our website at katu.com.